In the last video, you have learnt about Van 't Hoff factor, which is introduced for electrolytic solutes which undergo dissociation or solutes which undergo association. So, in a manner, this Van 't Hoff factor I is a ratio of total number of moles of solute after dissociation or association upon total number of moles of solute before dissociation and association. So what you have to remember, the term after and before, because in case of dissociation what will happen after, number of particle will increase. In case of association what will happen, the number of particle will become less. Now it can be represented in this manner. This I factor is equal to colligative property observed upon colligative property calculated. This calculated is for normal colligative property. Now further, molecular mass of a solute determined on the basis of a colligative property is inversely proportional to the colligative property. Thus, we can consider this relation. This is the colligative property observed, which is inversely proportional to the molecular mass observed. Further, this is the colligative property calculated, that is colligative property normal, inversely proportional to molecular mass calculated. On summation of these two, we can write it, that is I is equal to colligative property observed upon colligative property calculated, exactly the same way as the molecular masses are inversely proportional. So I can write, and you understand this, that I is equal to molecular mass calculated upon molecular mass observed. Now actually, what is this? This I is, again I have written here, number of particles present in the solution upon normal number of particles. Actually this is the same as it is being mentioned here. So number of particles present in the solution is after dissociation or association, as it is mentioned here. Now let's have another definition of the Van 't Hoff factor I. This may also be defined as ratio of normal molecular mass of solute to the observed molecular mass, that is, it is mentioned here. Now let's see, this is something very important. Let's pay attention on this. Modification of equations for colligative properties with the introduction of Van 't Hoff factor I. Now you are familiar with these equations. This is what? Relative lowering of vapor pressure is equal to the mole fraction of solute, but this I term is added here, it is being multiplied by this. Now this is what? Elevation in boiling point is equal to I into this ebullioscopy constant and molality. See, this is what? It is the depression in freezing point equals this I factor, and this is Van 't Hoff factor multiplied by cryoscopic constant and the molality. Finally, the fourth one, osmotic pressure equals ICRT. This is molarity. Now we can use these formula for the normal solute also. Actually this modification is there for specifically for dissociation and association, but these equations can be used for normal solute also. What are the normal solutes? Normal solutes are those which do not undergo dissociation or association. So what will happen in that case? If we are using this modification for normal solute, I is going to be 1. So I hope you understand. This particular we can use for all the different types of the electrolytes also and non-electrolytes also. Now let's see some examples here. See, in case of dissociation, I have taken the example of NaCl, which dissociates into Na plus and Cl minus. See, how many particles are there? there are two particles. So if I want to calculate I is equal to 2 by 1. Now this 2 is actually, you can see, this is the hash here, compare it, hash and hash. So this is the formula, and implementation is here that I is equal to 2 by 1 in case of NaCl, because number of moles of solute after dissociation for NaCl is 2. So therefore I equals 2. And let's see here, in case of dissociation, I is more than 1. Is that clear? Now let's see for barium chloride. Barium chloride dissociates in barium and 2 Cl ions here. So therefore I is going to be 3 by 1. What is this 3? Number of particles present in the solution. How many particles present? 3. And earlier it was only 1. So therefore 3 by 1 and I equals 3, which is what? I is more than 1 in case of dissociation. Now let's see. This was in terms of the colligative property. Now let's see in terms of the molecular mass. I is equal to normal molecular mass upon observed molecular mass. What is the normal molecular mass of sodium chloride? 58.5. 23 plus 35.5. 58.5 divided by the observed molecular mass. Because it is going to dissociate in two particles, so instead of taking 23, which is the mass of Na, 35.5, which is the mass of Cl, I have taken here the average of these two. If you take 23 or 35.5, even then it will come less than, in case of dissociation, it is going to be more than 1. Is that clear? It's going to be more than 1. In case of this, if you consider this as take average or take their respective masses, it's going to be, I is going to be 1 in every manner. Is that clear? Now let's see in case of association. The example here I have taken for acetic acid. Acetic acid in presence of benzene undergoes dimerization. Earlier also I have mentioned benzoic acid also in presence of benzene undergoes dimerization. So here in this case, in case of association, let's see in terms of molecular mass, the formula is written here, normal molecular mass upon observed molecular mass. I am putting the value. This 60 is the molecular mass of acetic acid, and since it is a dimer, so this becomes 120. So eventually what is there? Half. And half is what? Less than 1. In case of association, it is less than 1. Now next thing is Van't Hoff factor and extent of dissociation. Let's see, what is this extent of dissociation? This is actually degree of association, which you have studied, and it is being symbolized as alpha. It is said to be alpha. Now let's take an example. AB is an electrolyte which dissociates into the particle A plus and B minus. This you have studied in class 11 in the chapter equilibrium. Now let's see what happens here. AB is a molecule. Initially the number of mole is 1, and number of mole initially it is 0 and 0. Now after the dissociation at equilibrium, alpha moles are dissociating here. So what is left? 1 minus alpha is left here, and alpha moles have already dissociated. So how many moles are being made here? Alpha, A plus, alpha, B minus. Now here, what is this N? N is the total number of ions after dissociation. We have considered here. Now how I can consider the value of I? I is going to be as, look here again, total number of moles of solute after dissociation upon total number of moles of solute before dissociation. So this is going to be total number of moles of solute after dissociation is this much, and this is going to be divided by 1. That is total number of moles of solute before dissociation. Now further on simplification, let's see here. This is I am getting here I minus 1 is equal to alpha. n minus 1. So finally I am getting the degree of dissociation equals I minus 1 upon n minus 1. This is one formula with which we can find out the degree of dissociation in the numerical. And this is a very important concept in this chapter, because each year one numerical related to this Van 't Hoff factor is always there in your exam, and it is important for your competition also. So again I would like to revise what is alpha. Alpha is degree of dissociation mentioned here. What is n? Total number of ions after dissociation, n. In case of NaCl it is 2. In case of BaCl2 it's going to be 3. Now you find it out what are the number of particles in case of aluminum sulfate, or you can find it out for magnesium chloride. So if you follow all this concept, you just try to find it out in your notebook. Now see what is this I. Again I would like to make it clear. I is equal to m calculated, that is a normal molecular mass upon molecular mass observed. So in place of I, if you wish, you can put this also and can find out further anything which is asked in numerical.